The line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you very much, Sanda.
Since last week, we've been receiving number of press statements coming through. The latest one coming this morning from a group of pastors. Yesterday, organized labor issued a statement, all of them asking that government should fix the Galamsey fight. But another line that runs through, or a phrase that runs through all their messages is state of emergency. I believe they are appealing to Chapter 5 of the Constitution. Some even were specific on the clause 31. Article 31. They say that they want a state of emergency declared so that we can sanitize our environment and then protect our river bodies and water bodies. Yesterday, during your interaction with the media, you suggested that was a draconian approach which you would not advise. Having heard all the feedback that is coming through, would you reconsider your position that perhaps that's the way, or you think there's a better way to dealing with this matter?
Well, thank you very much. Let me say good evening to your cherished listeners. The Editors Forum was public, and I think the recordings are available. What I sought to say, and in fact, I was very categorical. I did not make a definitive, state a definite position on that call. What I said was that the suggestions and contributions and discussions are all very well and warmly welcomed, because it's as a result of that we can sharpen our policies, sharpen our approaches, and sharpen our efforts to be able to deal with this matter, which has been a long-standing, age-old problem that the country has been working over the years to deal with. I said that the call for a state of emergency is a draconian measure. It has far-reaching implications, and so it will require us to interrogate and examine it carefully and do so collectively to be able to come to a conclusion or come to a consensus as to whether or not it is the best way forward. But I will not, at that stage, make any definitive pronouncement on it or take a conclusive position on that matter. That is what I said. I never said it's a wrong suggestion or a good suggestion or it should be accepted or rejected. All I sought to say is that is really a very, and that is a fact. Declaring of a state of emergency, even within the confines of the framers of our Constitution, is really a very major step to take, which is why when that is done, you need to go to Parliament for Parliament to ratify or approve it. And I think every month or so, every 2 weeks, you still have to go to Parliament for Parliament to approve it. So it's such a major step to take, and therefore it will require a lot more comprehensive, detailed examination for us to make a determination as to how to move forward. The suggestion that I said is it should be rejected or not accepted is totally wrong.
Okay, you see, the lot of reactions coming through. In fact, this morning, the Ghana Federation of Labour, the executive, the Secretary General, Deputy, Kenneth Kumsin, spoke to Bernard Avila on the City Breakfast Show. He didn't take kindly at all to that comment of yours, which was played on the Breakfast Show. And he is actually asking for you to resign, saying that you clearly do not understand what the problem is, so you cannot fix it if you do not think that state of emergency is the way out of this.
Well, first of all, as I've just been explaining to you, with the greatest of respect, he must have then responded to a matter that is completely misunderstood. I never said that it's not the way to go. I just said it is a far-reaching measure to take, and it's indeed a far-reaching. If you look at situations where state of emergencies are declared, you have to examine it carefully. You have to be very satisfied that there is a need for it. That is far from saying there is no need for it. To say that we should have a proper examination and interrogation, I went even as far as saying that doesn't lie within my bosom. That is really the mandate of the president or the prerogative of the president. But it will require an examination. It will require further thinking and consultation as to whether or not that is the way for us to go. There's a gulf between that and saying that it is not needed. So you reacted to the wrong thing.
Okay, so you are not the Attorney General, so you may not be the principal legal advisor to the president. However, you are his principal advisor on natural resources. If it came to it and that discussion comes up, based on everything you know in the sector that you have been managing for the past 3 to 4 years, do you agree with the call that is being made for a state of emergency to be declared? Some are saying 6 months, some are saying 3 months, so that all boots should be deployed so that every mining activity, whether legal or illegal, is stopped until we see some solution of a sort before we can then see how we're going to proceed further. If you had to give the advice to the president, would you take that path, or you have a better route?
Well, all of these are on the table, and all of them are being examined. So let's see what comes out of that.
Very well. But for many people who are listening, we have been fighting this for the better part of the last 10 years, and yet it appears we are still struggling. The pictures that are coming, the videos coming through. Where is the problem coming from? Is it a government failure? And if it's a government failure, how can the government fix it? At least your government over the next 3 months before we get into the election, because it's a very critical issue.
Well, as I said yesterday, a whole lot of review has been done. We have to continue with our efforts, and in some cases, we have to sharpen them, we have to enhance or ramp them up, and that is exactly what is being done. And in the days and weeks to come, as I said yesterday, we will see that the law enforcement apparatus will very much heightened the enforcement wing or the first enforcement approach or mechanism to dealing with this matter of illegal small-scale mining. As I said yesterday also, this matter cannot be an event. We have to be persistent, we have to be concerted, and we have to be fully committed to seeing through the measures we are putting in place to deal with this matter of illegal small-scale mining.
So we should expect some more deployment or fresh deployments by the soldiers?
We cannot, well, as I say, the security agencies will make a determination as to how they will go about this. And even if I'm privy to it, I shouldn't be putting this out here. But I'm saying to you that we will not relent on our efforts. As you've rightly pointed out, we've employed all kinds of measures, including the burning of excavators. So many measures have been put in place over the period. The most important thing is that we do not relent on our efforts, and we remain committed and focused on the fight.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir.
Thank you.
That's the Member of Parliament for Damonwe, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, the Honorable Abdullahi Samuel Jinapor.